All right, what's up, guys? It has been quite a while since we have hit this podcast. We're going to be doing a little NBA quarterly, I don't want to say recap, but just kind of give our thoughts on some of that stuff. So, got James and Isaac with us today. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Throw a little Mace in the background. But, like I said, it's been definitely quite a while. I think the last one we did probably about a month or so ago, but life gets busy. I mean, you guys know how it goes. So,
Oh yeah.
yep. So,
Yeah, man, you're engaged. You're engaged. Life gets busy.
engaged. That was a new thing that just happened. So, I'm a new man.
Congratulations once again.
I'm a new man. Not really. All right. Well, let's jump on into this. So, obviously, just like I said, we want to talk some basketball this time. Storyline of the year is Russell Westbrook is that guy. Like, guy is just insane. Right now, he's currently averaging a triple-double. There's, obviously talked about, is that something he can continue? Is he going to be the MVP? So we can just start on that. James, what are your thoughts on that? Is that something that you think that he can really keep up? I mean, obviously he has that frantic playing style, but what are your thoughts on what you've seen so far from him?
I think that he's kind of in control of that if he wants to. And right now it seems like he's trying to get triple doubles. Like, it's thought process going through his head as he's playing. So if he wants to average a triple double this year, I could see him, like we were talking earlier, his turnover, 5.5 per game is just ridiculous. But I think he'll just, if he gets below that, like 9.9 assists or 9.9 rebounds, he's just going to really push it that last week or so to get it. So I could see him doing it. If I were to have to bet on it, I would say right now 50-50, to be honest with you.
Isaac, what about you?
Man, he has a 41.6 usage rating. Like, that is insane. Like, that's like LeBron in the finals a couple years ago. And for an entire season, though. And Russ plays harder than anyone on the court. So, like,
of all time.
He's gonna. I think he's gonna get hurt, and I don't even want to say that, and I don't wish that on nobody.
Just knock on some wood real quick. Knock on some wood. I got you.
Shit, right. Man, it's 2016. I ain't got no wood. There we go. I found something.
I got that wood break.
But I mean, he's clearly got to be the MVP right now, only because they're winning. Like, if they were like 2 games below 500, I wouldn't care. I mean, like, whatever. Good job, stat boy. But like, man.
I mean, they don't really have that nice of a roster. I mean, they're not bad, but I mean, their second best player. I mean, would you say it's Oladipo? Would you say it's Steven Adams? I mean, for a second best player.
Yeah, the best offensive.
Gosh, I don't know.
Gotta be
Oladipo? I'm not a big fan of his at all, but I mean, I don't know.
How old is he?
Huh?
How old is he?
Oladipo? He came in, what was that, 2013? 14? When was it? I don't know. He's getting 23, 24, 22, something in there.
I mean, he can still grow. I mean, look at Kemba Walker. He's still getting better right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I could be wrong, but I never viewed Oladipo as the same talent that I viewed Kemba Walker as. Like, Kemba just had such a fluid. I mean, his mid-range game totally reminded me of Carmelo Anthony, just from a point guard perspective. Like, he had the ability to get his shot from mid-range. He had, that step back was just, I mean, you couldn't guard it, and now that's starting to unfold a little bit, but I don't know. I don't see Oladipo quite in that mold. But getting back on Russ, I think it's absurd if he's even remotely close. I think he got another one tonight, didn't he? Did he get? Is that 6 straight or 5 straight?
5.
5 straight. Okay. So I mean, that's even mind-boggling in and of itself. I mean, just the fact that he's 5 in a row. I mean, I don't want to say I can't fathom it, because I mean, we're still early. We're in December, but it's crazy that is something that I think James, like you said, I think that's something that he's playing for. He knows there's no realistic chance that they're really going to do anything. I mean, they're probably going to be a first-round exit, maybe squeak out in the first round and head to the second round. But, I mean, for the most part, he played last year like he was the leader, he was the emotional leader. But now without KD, I think this is just it's what he's playing for. He wants to do this. He wants to set his name in history with Big O to be the only ones to do that. So I don't think he's going to do it. I think it might be something to where his points and assists are going to be there. I think he's going to be 20, 28, 29 a game. 10 and a half, 11 assists.
Hey, his teammates keep getting out of his way and letting him grab rebounds, so it's gonna be okay, man.
You know what it kind of makes me think of? You remember when Rondo was with the Celtics a couple years back, and he would just
stealing
stop
rebounds,
the ball just to get the assists?
Fun.
So I mean, I don't know. Like you said, if they're Toronto,
Rondo. No, with Rondo, if the ball comes low enough, he steals them from Garnett too. He's like a little monkey. If you put that acorn on the ground, he's gonna scoop it up and run with it.
Yep. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be doing the same thing, man. Like, especially if you're Rondo, you're not gonna score, so you might as well get some rebounds. But
I'm trying to get that check.
You're damn right. You're damn right. But
he doesn't defend anymore. So
what was James? You said he's going to play for it. You don't think so? I kind of essentially echoed that. And then, Isaac, you said you didn't think so either?
Nah. I mean, he's going to run out of juice, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said you think he might get injured. That's right. And, I mean, when was it? Was that 2013 that he missed quite a bit of time with injuries?
Yeah. I think it was after the knee injury that ensued because of, what's his name, Patrick Beverly ran into him in the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah,
that's right. When he's calling timeout, he slammed his hand on the board like, no.
Yeah, well.
But he came back Adrian Peterson style, though.
Yeah, I really hope he doesn't. But let's change gears just a little bit, going from, like we said, everybody's favorite to the MVP to kind of flip the – I don't want to say flip the script, but just kind of go the opposite way on that. What about the some of the biggest disappointments? Obviously, if this would have been the day after the Warriors lost to the Spurs, everybody would be like, the Warriors lost! They're the biggest disappointment. But thankfully, we've come back down to earth a little bit from that. They're 17-3. But Isaac, what's one of your teams that, going into this year, you really like the roster, you like what they were doing, and then they just kind of haven't really put it together yet?
I think it starts and it stops with the Timberwolves, but I think that's because everyone forgets how old these guys actually are despite their talent. A lot of people, I don't know, just unrealistically were like, yeah, playoffs, 50 games, 50 wins. And
50? Whew, that's a lot.
People were calling, like, these T-Wolves going to, like, pick a top 4 seed and whatnot. I was like, I don't 40, see that.
45 would have been doable. I mean, they have the coach. They're young, but, I mean, we were just talking the other day about how youth in the NBA just dominates everything. So, I mean, I don't know that it's really – I mean, the Warriors last year, obviously it's two different universes, but, I mean, as young as they were – you don't have to be an elite team being young, but I mean, they should be like a 7 or a 6 or an 8 or just something. Like they've won like 5 games, 6 games.
I think they're like first in offensive rating, like in the first half, or first in net rating in the first half, and then like last in net rating in the second half.
Oh God.
Yeah, they're 6-14 right now.
6-14. Okay.
Oh, yeah. God.
You know what's crazy about the T-Wolves is they've got Karl Anthony Towns, who's going to be a star. I mean, he's already well on his way. Wiggins is a very, very good player. I'm glad that Towns is there because I don't think Wiggins is the guy that you want to be. I mean, if you're going to contend for a title, he can't be your best player, but he could be there. And then LaVine has just blown up. All of a sudden, LaVine his jump shot's been doing well. I mean, LaVine has been really, really good. So Dieng, he's actually playing pretty decent. Like I'm looking at all these pieces, and the pieces seem like they're doing pretty well. But as a whole, it's just not coming together for the T-Wolves.
And that's I agree 100% on that. And that's so weird because that's, I'm totally in agreement with you. That's my pick as well. I think seems like all of us kind of have the T-Wolves, but it's, they have all these pieces. They have a good coach, and it's just I haven't really seen enough of them. I've seen a couple of their games, but I can't put my thumb on it. Like, I don't know what.
No.
Cat puts up good numbers, like you said. Levine puts up good numbers. Rubio's always
they lose close games. They just lose close games.
Yeah.
Well, their defense is struggling, which is crazy because Thibodeau is a defensive-minded coach, but they just haven't figured out how to play together yet on the defensive end. It seems like, or at least under his system.
How old are they all?
All young. No, I agree with that.
What was Wiggins? 21. How old are these kids? Like 21, 22, 20?
I would say they're all under 24, including Dieng.
I think they might all be like 22 if you just take the big three. You know what I mean? In terms of
what's the big three?
Towns,
and then Levine.
Yeah, Levine's been stroking it. So he lit Klay Thompson up the other week. It was so fun to watch.
Wait, who lit up Klay Thompson?
Zach LaVine.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He lit him up. Klay was showing some frustration. It was a beautiful thing to see. This kid is fast, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was glad to see Levine kind of get it rolling a bit. I have him this year in fantasy, and I had him last year and kind of had. Oh my God, I have Rubio this year too. I scooped him, but I had Rubio and Levine last year, and then I guess for some reason I have him again, and I don't even like playing Rubio because he just gets in the way. Like, let Levine do his thing, let him handle the rock, and
Rubio really hasn't been getting as many assists this year either.
He's been awful this year.
Yeah, he has been.
I mean, in his jump shot. I remember when Jason Kidd came into the league and he couldn't shoot worth shit, and then Kidd developed a jump shot and obviously is one of the top 3-point shooters, as far as makes in the history of the game. And I just keep waiting for Rubio to just get some kind of jump shot. And I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, that you could play off him so much because he can't shoot, and that really hurts that team.
And
it doesn't hurt Cat. Cat's gonna eat.
Yep. But Cat could get some more room though. He'd have more room down there if Rubio could hit some outside shots.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's like a position of shooting in today's game. Your point guard. Like, how many successful teams are there in the league right now? Not shoot.
Look at how good of a player, and this is just my opinion. Some people don't think so, but look how good of a player Michael Carter Williams is. But since he can't shoot, he never plays. Like,
yeah.
But he can't defend either, though.
I love point guards to do everything, and he does everything, but he just can't shoot at all, and he just won't see the floor. But the Jason Kidd comparison, who kind of makes me think of that this year is Dwayne Wade. Like, he's got decent 3-point numbers that he's been.
He's back to normal now.
Did you say he's back to normal now?
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him at the end of the year as 3-point percentage. I don't see it being too much higher than probably his career average.
What's his career average? Like low 30s, maybe even high 20s.
It's got to be. I know he's considered one of the of the two guards that are really good scorers. He's one of the worst 3-point shooters. In that realm. Game. So.
And oddly enough, he's never been a really good free throw shooter. Like,
same thing with LeBron.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, it's kind of, you always think like, okay, Dwayne Wade, he's going to get to the line, he's going to draw contact. But I want to say when he was with Heat and all that stuff, he's shooting like 72, 73%. Like, that's strange. And I'm gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
He's a career 29% for a shooter, but this year he's currently at 37.
37. All right.
You know what? He might, even if he keeps it at 35, though. That's anything over 33%. And, you're at least scoring at a decent clip.
Yep.
Agreed.
So, we're totally kind of all over, but I did want to transition and talk just really quickly about Draymond Green. I mentioned Dwayne Wade and his poor free throw shooting. So it made me think of Draymond Green. Kind of, he's in the same boat with that poor free throw shooting. But the leg him as much as I can because he's, obviously my favorite team is the Warriors. But against the Rockets, I thought that was him just trying to find his center of gravity and not fall. But the one against the Suns, what the hell? Like, I don't even know what to say on that. What? Take it away. I got nothing. I can't defend him.
I think this is the thing, is that he is a professional athlete that has complete control of his limbs. Like, you cannot play at that level without a very high degree of control over your body. So for him to, for him to do these things on accident doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like, I don't get it.
The Suns one was really bad. I got nothing on that. Isaac, what about you?
I watch him, and I want to be like, well, maybe he's not really trying to, Okay, it's been settled, bro. You can't let those legs go above your head, above your waist, and they're all over the place right now, and I'm afraid it's gonna come back to bite them in the ass like later on this year. Can you imagine like him being traded in the middle of the season just because he can't like keep his bleep together?
If
on the court or off the court?
They will.
It won't happen.
Yeah, there's no way they trade him. If they do, I mean, man, he's.
He'd be the first one to go, though. I think.
He's got more value to the Warriors than he would to any other team, because he has to really be in the right system, I think, to be great. I mean, it's, he'll still be good other places, but he's in the perfect system for what he does, which is the passing and the defense, and he doesn't have to score. Like, if he went to a team where they relied on him to score, that wouldn't be a good situation.
You want scoring to be like just a plus.
Yep. He's a glue guy. Well, not like a glue guy, but he's a glue performer because he does.
He's the ultimate super glue.
Ultimate super glue.
He's like a gorilla glue if the gorilla kicked people in the junk.
Very well put. That was good. That was good. That is spot on. He is gorilla glue if the gorilla would kick people in the junk. Yep, pretty much.
Harambe.
So what are we thinking for? We kind of hit on our biggest disappointments. I think we're all in agreements on the Timberwolves, which is really strange. Mm-hmm. But what are some of the favorite storylines that have emerged, here over the last couple of months?
I would say one of the things, and I know we kind of joked around with each other about the Marc Gasol hitting all the threes that he's been hitting. But it kind of goes into the bigger thing where you have Brook Lopez now and a lot of these other centers that are at, I think there's 3 or 4 centers out there other than just Marc Gasol and Brook Lopez that have more threes so far this year than they had in their career leading up to this year. And it seems like coaches are really understanding how well you can space the floor and a lot of the things you could do if your big man can shoot. And not just like the 3-and-D type players either. I know there's been a lot of those, shooting fours and centers in the past that can shoot the 3, but that's all they could do, and they weren't really good players. I mean, these are all-star level players that are doing it in Gasol and Lopez, and I think that's pretty cool. It's kind of interesting, how much that's happening right now.
I think that's a great point with, how you said that they're all-star level, all-star caliber players, because the point where it kind of blew my mind, I remember a couple years back, remember when Channing Frye just was a nobody, before he could shoot? And then I was like, Channing Frye can shoot threes? This was probably 2008, 2009. And ever since then, I'm just like, okay, if you're a big that's not getting any playing time, just go start shooting threes. And now it's got to that point where it's everybody's doing it, even the all-star guys. And that's a good point, that it's no longer just, hey, you're going to come in and be a specialist. Everybody is able to shoot from deep, and it blows my mind.
And it's not everybody, but the reason why it's not surprising to me that Lopez and Gasol are doing this is because both of them have always had really good mid-range to, even up to 18, 20-foot jumpers. So
Yep.
it wasn't too like I saw over the summer some report about how Gasol was going to really start shooting more threes this year before the season even started. And I'm like, you know what? It makes sense. I mean, he's always been spot on from that 15 to 18-foot range. I mean, he's a great free throw shooter. So that's what the thing is. Bismack Biyombo is not going to all of a sudden start shooting threes. It's got to be guys that actually have a pretty decent ability. And I think you're just gonna see more and more of that. It's kind of the Chris Bosh thing, that Miami did.
Yeah, I could see that. If it was, just think if Gasol would have had this in his arsenal maybe about 3-4 years ago, he probably would have been the best center in the league.
And he was arguably, I mean, it was, at that point it was him and Dwight Howard was kind of up there. So he was kind of up there. But if he would have had the 3-point shot then, I mean, holy crap.
Yep. Isaac, what about you?
For me, it was all about, whose team is this in New York? Is it Porzingis' team or is it Melo's team? And I think about the physicality that an 82-game NBA season, provides the body. And I don't think his body is built to take it quite yet. So I like, Melo being the focus of the offense right now, and then just let him, while all the defense is focused on Melo, let him just feast on those one-on-one matchups, which he's taking advantage of them right now. So it's really good to see that young man slowly come along, and it makes people question who's the best player on that team overall, because he's blocking shots, he's catching alley-oops,
hitting threes,
he's running the floor. He looks good.
Yeah, I agree. So what do you think about, obviously they run a triangle, but they don't run Phil's triangle. They still give Melo his ISOs and things like that. What would you kind of like to see? I mean, do you want Porzingis to be kind of more of a traditional triangle where you can really, work that mismatch in the post? Or you said, you like to see him work the one-on-one when Melo was getting all the attention. What's something that, I guess, what would you prefer, in your opinion, their ideal style of play to be?
Well, they've been fantastic at, reversing the ball around and catching him on the weak side or running him on pick and pops. He's not meant to be posted up. He's too flexible of a player to be marginalized in such a 90s point of view, man. This is the new NBA. This is how it's going down.
I don't mean post back to the basket. I mean post, and then you can face up, and everybody's a face up in the post. Nobody backs down anymore. So, but just as a way to use his size is all.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but I actually like what's going on there lately. I mean, Hornacek's been running a lot more pick and roll for Derrick Rose. You're getting to see him, I want to see Rose ideally just setting people up, because I don't want him to get hurt. One more injury is going to break my heart. And the memes, I just won't be able to take it. So I'm really happy with what I'm seeing on offense. They can't guard anyone to save their lives, and Porzingis will make a play here and there. He moves his feet pretty well, too, as a big man guarding the perimeter. But it's going to be interesting to see them hover around 500 just to see if they can make the playoffs, because I want to see Porzingis in the playoffs.
Good point. That would be a good. I mean, they have the individual talent, and to kind of hope they can make it interesting. I'm with you there. So
I think with the Knicks,
they can score.
Yeah, with the Knicks, I think the biggest problem they have right now is figuring out what their real rotation is at center. Joakim Noah's been kind of very up and down. I'm not even sure what to really expect out of him. Kyle O'Quinn has been pretty decent. And then, I've watched him a lot in over the summer at the Olympics, but Willy Hernan Gomez from Spain, some of the best footwork you see in a young big man. I mean, that guy has really good low post moves and has really good footwork. And so they got to figure out between those three, how they're really going to get the rotation set up and how they're going to utilize their centers. Otherwise, it's not going to matter really too much what Rose and Porzingis and Carmelo do.
Yeah, they say you're only as good as your weakest link, so that's for sure there. Mine, I hate to be cliche, but I got to go with the Warriors if I'm being honest. Obviously they're 17-3, losses to the Rockets, Lakers, and Spurs on opening night. And what really sucks is I haven't seen a lot of their games, but I've seen all of their losses. So it's like, okay, wouldn't you know it? So the things that I have seen, I'm, going back in my head being like, man, it's a different team from last year. They're still trying to figure it out. Because, realistically with that talent, even if they haven't figured it out, they're going to beat 85 to 90% of the teams in the league no matter what happens anyway. Mm-hmm. There's really only a handful: Spurs, Clippers, Rockets, Cavs, obviously even, throw some other teams in there. But for the most part, they're going to win no matter what they do. And then, you'll get a game like the Lakers where they lose. But I don't know. There's the games that I've seen. The last Rockets one is, I guess, the main one that I'm talking about. But again, I watched the Lakers loss and the Spurs loss. But the Rockets one, there was just a lot of missed shots that they normally hit. So it's just kind of one of those that you may take with a grain of salt. But also, it kind of gets you to think that those weren't shots that they missed last year, ever. They didn't miss them. They made them all. Not every three, but like when you got the quality of shots that they got last year, they just made them. So obviously I'm not worried like, oh, are they gonna, but it's just, I guess, a level of uncertainty to where I don't feel like I understand them to the extent that I did last year. I know Zoe mentioned this and he'll love it, but KD just didn't. Steph fouled out and he was just missing threes. He was getting into the lane, pulling up for 12-foot shots over the top of the defense that he can hit in his sleep, missing those. I don't know. It was weird. So I still expect them to get the number one seed, but it'll just be interesting to see, how this continues to play out, how they continue to learn. Early on, everybody talked about their defense protecting the paint and defense of the rim. Isaac, what was that thing that you pointed out a couple days ago where they had like the second best defensive percentage points in the paint?
Yeah, and they also led the league. No, they were second in blocks, actually, which is awesome.
Durant
is killing for me in fantasy right now. He's averaging over a block and a half a game right now, and it's still in half a game.
My fantasy.
See Draymond zero in on a particular player, and then as Kevin Durant comes from the weak side and patrolling the lane. It's pretty exciting to see, especially when you have Steph Curry playing passing lanes. They can create a lot of havoc, especially when they have Andre Iguodala on the court with them at the same time. It gets pretty interesting.
And that's what's funny is like there's always a weakness, a perceived weakness, I guess, and then they seem to get it together and fix it. So I guess, they're my favorite team, so I guess that's kind of why it's the storyline and everybody's watching. They're the super team, everyone hates them and all that stuff. But just me being a fan, kind of using this as a comparison to last year when they won 73 games. I know it won't be the same, but just to kind of see this evolution and the changing pieces that they've had and just kind of see really what each game's going to look like. They barely beat the Hawks not too long ago. So, you're still going to get those close games. But, 17-3, can't complain with that. That's like an 85 winning percentage or something crazy like that. So,
it's like if they started like 34-6, they take it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what are your guys' thoughts here? We got the Christmas games coming up. To be totally honest, that's when things really pick up for me, is when I'm able to sit down, get the Christmas games, get into January, get into February. What are we thinking here, for the next, let's say to the All-Star break. Let's give it the next little bit of time. What are we seeing here coming up for Just give me a couple decent predictions that you think are going to be coming up. Isaac, you can start this one.
Decent predictions that are coming up. I think the Chicago Bulls will start to come down to earth, and by down to earth, I mean from like the beginning of a tree down to the ground, because from the from the third seed to the eighth seed in the Eastern Conference is like 2 games separates all those teams. So I think the Chicago Bulls are going to come down and maybe settle around 500. They'll be right around there, but there's really nothing to even look forward to in the East. It is what it is. So I keep my eye on Golden State the entire time and watch the Spurs. I think Kawhi is actually going to win MVP this year over Russell Westbrook, because his team's going to win like 60 games. But I just watch Kawhi though and his growth. I'm looking at the Jazz and seeing if they can hold it together and see if Gordon Hayward can really truly emerge as that number 1 guy.
He looks like a star right now.
I'm on fantasy also, so yeah, it's looking real good for me.
James, what about you?
Well, what I'm really interested in seeing over these next few weeks is whether or not the Bucks can continue what they're doing right now. They won, I think, 5 in a row.
That's what I'm
thinking that too.
Yeah,
I love. Right now, Giannis, God, is probably my favorite player to watch right now.
Oh yeah.
Brown to start up in the open court.
And if he gets a jump shot, I mean, he doesn't even need a great jump shot, just a decent jump shot. Gosh, it's just ridiculous. If they have to start playing up on him a little bit, yeah, he think about it. I mean, he's got to be he's closing in on 7 feet tall. He's got to be the most athletic 6'11" guy I could think of in the history of the game.
Oh yeah.
And then, you have Jabari, who's becoming a very solid player. That team, I'm not sure what else, other than those 2 guys, who else I could really feel like can be counted on. I mean, they've got some pretty good pieces. But
go get Middleton back in, was that like mid-January?
Oh, he is coming back this year?
Coming back.
He's not?
No, he's not. He was out like 6 months, and I don't think he's coming back this year, bro.
Oh, all right. Well, it shows what I know.
That would be big for him if he did.
He like ripped his hamstring.
What's Giannis is still playing point, right? Obviously, he moves around, but is he starting at point still?
No. Dellavedova.
Okay. Can't really blame him there.
He's starting at Giannis.
Yeah.
He's starting at Giannis.
You know what? They're kind of like Memphis in that they almost play on offense. They almost play positionless. You know what I'm saying? Like they have their different spots. So, it's the way the game's evolving. So on offense, I don't think it really, matters what, he's point whatever,
Yep.
But on defense, I'm pretty sure I've seen him all over the place. I've seen him guarding the point guards. I've seen him guarding, 2 guards. I mean, if he's what, 8th in the league in block shots right now, stuff like I don't know. He might even be higher than that, like maybe even 3rd or 4th.
Why are they not good with him and Jabari on the court at the same time?
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
They can't defend with those 2 players on the court at the same time. I don't know why.
Well,
figure that out. Otherwise, they're not going anywhere.
Jabari's got. I mean, he's got the. Is he strictly a 4, or did they move him around?
Well,
I think he can play 3 or 4. I mean, he's got a good. Yeah.
Okay.
But he could shoot. So on offense, he could play. Once again, positionless, but he could get out on the perimeter. He could do just about everything on offense.
Yeah, they're totally one of my favorite teams. That I was going right along that same thing. I was gonna go with Bucks as well. I'm gonna say that he catches fire and pulls a Russ. I'm gonna say Giannis gets 4 or 5 consecutive triple doubles here in the next month or 2. Like you said, he's one of the most fun players to watch. He's 20. He just turned 22.
Yeah.
So it's just. I mean, I remember I say this all the time just because it's really, really cool to like see things just develop. But I remember seeing a highlight clip of him on Twitter back in 2011, I want to say. And it was like
James.
the Greek Kevin Durant. And I was just like, oh, okay, let's check this guy out. And I was like, oh my God. And I want to say he was drafted like 13th or something like that. And each year he's just, gotten better and better. And this is totally his breakout year. And it's just like, wow. He does everything like you said. Once he gets a shot, I think that there's going to be a point in his career. I don't know how long it's going to be, if it's going to be, half of a season, a full season, 2 seasons, 5 seasons, whatever. I think he's going to be the best player in the entire league. So, obviously, it may be 7 years down the line and LeBron's done and KD's getting up there, Steph's getting up there, all those things. But, I mean, if he gets a jump shot, he has, he's going to have everything. So, I think he's going to get 4 or 5 consecutive triple-doubles, 4 or 5. And that's my thing. We both had to double up on those Bucks. Fear the deer. Fear the deer.
If he gets a jump shot, he's gonna have it all like Monte Ellis.
What Monte?
Who eats it?
What? Monte Ellis have it all.
Where was that?
It was a quote that he said because it was when he was comparing himself to Dwayne Wade.
All right.
Like 10 years ago, he was comparing himself to Dwayne Wade and saying there's no difference between those two. And saying,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's how delusional some of these players are.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say, have a little self-awareness.
Monte Ellis have it all.
Monte is one of those players that I've just never. I don't think that you win with players like Monte Ellis, and he's not bad. He's not bad. He was a serviceable 2-guard, but I'm just not fans of undersized 2-guards that are ball dominant. They're not particularly efficient. He always shot a low percentage. He had decent years where he was stealing the ball, but he was gambling way too much. And I don't think it was a coincidence that he gets out of Golden State. They bring in Bogut, and then they start winning games. So I don't know.
What's going on under your mind right now? Let me be the doctor for your mind right now.
All right.
This is what you're thinking of. You're thinking of players that fall into that category of they're good, but they're not good enough to take you there.
Yeah.
They're like good rentals.
Oh yeah. Because if you rent him for 2 weeks, he's going to win you 3 or 4 games single-handedly. But if you go ahead and buy that, he's going to lose you exactly. So if you can rent him and turn him back in before any of the bad stuff happens, you're good. But if you keep him for the duration, there's gonna be some warts on that. So
he's a side chick. He's not a wife.
No.
Chick. He's not wifey material.
Yeah.
He's like Isaiah Thomas.
Hey, I got Isaiah Thomas in fantasy, and he's doing not too bad.
He'll cook for you, but in a playoff series, you could just exploit the crap out of him.
Oh yeah, I agree there.
Well, that's why it was so good they got Horford, because they actually have a player that can be the actual best player on the team, and Isaiah Thomas doesn't have to be that.
I think I like Isaiah more than Horford, but I think that they're a 1A, 1B. So
yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead.
That Horford, he's that guy who's perfect to be a third star. He would fit perfectly into that Chris Bosh role flawlessly.
Oh yeah.
If he was to play with LeBron and play with Dwayne Wade, the way he can pass the ball, the way he can do so many different things on the perimeter, he's the perfect complementary guy. He's perfect third guy. He can be that Kevin Love role, the third guy.
Stop getting hurt all the time. That's his thing.
Yeah, he got his money.
All right, so we both went Bucks. Isaac, what was your thing that you had moving forward? I'm drawing a blank.
I'm moving forward. I guess is Tibbs going to die from having a heart attack on the side during a game in February, or will they turn it around before then? Because this guy is losing his mind right now. I swear to God, every highlight that I go to check out, Andrew Wiggins or Cat, You can hear him on the side. Oh no, Swift, no, cut,
on!
ice.
Raymond, losing your voice! Oh, yeah. You said he's losing his mind?
just like,
well, it's going to be on par with his voice. They're both going to be non-existent anymore.
He's going to have a heart attack.
Side! Help on the weak side! Like, just screaming like that.
And he's still playing these kids into the ground right now, too.
They're young enough, though. It's okay for right now with how young they are. The problem he had in Chicago is that he did it for too many years in a row where he just kind of overworked Noah and some of the other guys.
Yeah, but Andrew Wiggins was even playing. He was playing too many minutes before he even got there. But now it hasn't changed. What is he, like third in the league right now in minutes played?
I'd play in that many
kids
minutes
too.
too.
I can't, man. Like I think like 36, 37 is all you really need, and I'm losing my mind right now when I look over and see Bradley Beal playing over 40 minutes a night.
Oh my God, are you serious? Bradley Beal is over 40 minutes a game?
Last like 3 weeks, I want to say I've seen him like 4 times over 40 minutes. I'm
Are
like,
they trying to ruin him?
He was talking about being on a minutes restriction before the season even began, and they still play him sometimes like that.
He's another one of those players that I wouldn't touch that at all. Like, man,
he's so good.
He's kind of he's in the same mold to me. He's in the same mold of that Monte Ellis type. He has that ability, but I can't trust him.
So
see, but I think he can be so much more.
He's a finalist for the Stephon Marbury Award for guys that put up good stats but the teams don't win.
That was good. I like that. Was it
guys like
who put up the that Knicks picture with Eddie Curry, Zebo, Stephon Marbury, and Jamal Crawford? I commented and I said, this group screams sub 500. Like,
nobody would play defense on the team
at all. And I like Crawford and I like Zebo, but man, Eddie Curry and Stephon Marbury, like, you're not winning with that. Like,
yeah, Zebo back then though.
Can you imagine the defense from a Zebo and Stephon Marbury pick and roll?
That would be interesting. Man,
it would be just like when they had remember when the Houston Rockets were playing against Dallas Mavericks in 2015 in the playoffs, and they kept getting Dirk and pick and roll. They kept throwing alley oops every single play with Josh Smith.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
It's ridiculous. That's what would have happened. Okay.
So your thought moving forward was how long it's going to take for Tibbs to lose his damn mind?
I just hope he doesn't die.
Hope he doesn't die. All right. Well, how long do you think they're going to get it turned around, like defensively, in the next couple months, or is this going to be? You said there's 6 and 17, 18, something like that.
6 and 14.
6 and 14. Okay. So, are we looking at a 12 and 28 here in the next month or so, or what are you thinking there?
Let's hope for like I want to say 11 and 7. I'll take that.
All right, that's doable. Over 500. James, what about you? Is that something?
Give me like 11 and 7.
11 and 7.
What's that?
Do you think that the T-Wolves can kind of turn it around a little bit defensively here in the next month or two?
They have to. I mean, you know what? If you're a really athletic player, there is no excuse for you not to be able to become a good, really, really good or great defensive player. And with Levine and Wiggins, they should be great defenders. They should be able to get there. The question is, are they going to? And I don't know, man. I don't. If they're going to actually listen to Thibs, then I could see it. I could see it go either way.
Yeah,
I could see them by the end of the season being an average defensive team at least.
I can get on board with that. I think Wiggins can be a good defender. I don't see Levine having that mentality needed. To be honest, I think he's kind of I think he's a little bit of a pretty boy. that just kind of wants to make things look good. You know, he's got his dunks, his 3-pointers. I don't see him to really have that grit to lock down. And I hate to say it just because it's you know, the dunkers and all that, but he kind of reminds me of an early Vince Carter, to where, you know, Vince didn't like to be roughed up. He didn't like to, he wanted everything to look good. He wasn't going to get you dirty points or anything like that. And I kind of look at LaVine in that same mold, to where, you know, if things are going good and, you know, he's able to put some highlights together and get on a roll, he's going to, you know, knock you out. But if you're able to, I don't want to say put pressure on him, because I sound like I'm just ripping on him, but I don't know. I don't think if you really put pressure on him on the defensive end to, you know, really get after it, I don't know that he's going to do that.
If they want to win, he's got to do it. I mean, you know, I don't understand some of these players who think that, you know, basketball's played on one end of the court. I mean, those are the types of players that are never part of a championship team. Was eventually, I mean, I don't care how talented you are. Like, when you're filling out that roster, if you really want to win a championship, you got to be able to feel like every single player on that team's willing to do what is needed to win, and that means playing both ends.
I know, but I think you guys got to give them some time. I mean, they're all 21. They, like, literally this year, there was a point in time that they could not drink alcohol.
Yeah, I'm sure they were law-abiding citizens on that one.
Wiggins on ball is doing just fine, and just that his off ball, he's just never in stance. He's just running around. And these kids, that's what these kids do. I mean, it just takes a couple of years to really, maybe 3 years to really get in there. But
forget about those couple of years. We're talking a couple months, and you said they can go 11-7 and get a little bit better.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. I'm just speaking, like, in terms of getting, like, elites on defense. Like, they're going to be like 15, 16. Like, but no, man.
If they can get to be 15th or 16th, I would say that's going to be an elite jump. So we can do that. That'd be solid.
Listen though. Karl Anthony Towns, 21. Andrew Wiggins, 21. Zach LaVine, 21. Ricky Rubio, 26. Man, he's done. I don't like him anymore.
Wow.
No.
Chris Dunn, 22. Tyus Jones, 20. Like, Gorgie Jang is 26. I mean, other than that, they have Tayshaun Prince, I guess, to really balance it out. But, like, dude, they're just kids. Like, they don't have a chance out there.
Are you sure Tayshaun Prince isn't a coach? Is he still playing?
What was that?
Is Tayshaun Prince a coach, or is he playing?
He's on the roster, baby.
Oh.
Playing 8 minutes a game or something like that.
I don't know. He probably fills his JaVale McGee role every once in a while.
God.
JaVale.
I love him, but, man, he's always got to do something dumb.
I love him.
All right, well, we got our storylines going forward. Looks like there's a lot of Midwest love. We talked some Bucks, we talked some T-Wolves, threw some Knicks in there. Got to throw my Warriors in there, but that was good. So it's been long overdue, but hopefully the next video we make isn't this long apart. But yeah, for those that are still watching, definitely, you know, I always say this, but like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Keep showing your support. And hopefully the next video we make is in the near future. So I think we can probably make that happen. So, but all right, that was good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
All right.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Later.
Peace.